Howdy folks, today we are going to be showing you how to replace a fender. I recently did this side, and just because a car backed into me and broke my headlight and dented this up. If you want to see the headlight replacement, these are aftermarket headlights. You can click on the link above. But I did not film the process for doing the fender. And I also took the opportunity to replace my side markers as well. So today we're going to be replacing the other side, which sounds crazy because what's wrong with it? Well, there's like a little dent here. And what ended up happening when I bought the other fender is they were sort of like 2 for 1. I could get a second fender for like $10 more. So I went ahead and did that. And then when I resprayed it with this plasti dip coating, it's just as easy to spray 2 fenders as it is 1. So I just I'm gonna pop the new one on there, and that's just almost as easy as taking it somewhere to get this little dent pulled out. It's kind of a crease more, so it's a little bit kind of more problematic to get removed than it is for me to just pop on the new one. It doesn't say much for resale value, but that doesn't really matter for me right now, and I get to make a video showing you how to do this. All right, step 1, we're going to work from the bottom, and we're going to take off a little bit, or at least loosen the wheel liner. And the easiest way to do that is just to pop the wheel off. So we'll get started with that. We're going to raise the car up just a tad, and these are 17s. Alrighty, and we can see everything. So we got a series of 8s, which are these small ones, and this little guy, which is plastic, which you have to be careful with, is a 10. And then we've got some other ones which I'll get to in a second, but let's loosen this up, which allows us to loosen up this front piece and get to a bolt that's right underneath this corner right there. So let's get started. All right, with this one loosened up and one right up there, then we can kind of pull this guy back a little bit, which allows us to pull this guy back a little bit, and then we can get right up in there. And there's 2 bolts, one at the front there and one at the back, and then that'll allow us to release the bumper from the upper fender. And then we got to get to this guy right in there as well. All right, once that little bolt's out, we can get these plastic guys. It's just a Phillips head. You can unscrew and then pop them out with a little flathead or something. You'll notice that the liner screws are a little bit different than the one for the bumper. These are the 2 of them are like this, and they have a bit of a coarser thread and they're longer, and then the ones for the liner are like this. Now the next part is we're going to take a small tool like this, a screwdriver, and what we got to do is pop out these little guys. Okay, so this is a plastic fastener with a little pin. It's a plastic pin in the middle, and I think BMW's deal is that these are single use, but that's annoying to have to go pay like $4 for each one of these things, so I like to reuse them. And you can do that if you press this in, it'll fall kind of down, so you have to fish it out afterwards, but generally you can find them. And then we'll be able to replace them. There's 1, 2, 3. All right, here's what that looks like. And you want to press it in just so that it releases. If you press it all the way in, it'll drop, but you might be able to get it where it doesn't drop, and that might be more convenient so that you don't have to fish it out. And then you can get a little screwdriver or a nylon tool to pull this guy out. It looks like I'm able to do it just with my hand, and it looks like this, and you can see that the pin is drives down into there. So let's do that with the other ones, and then that'll allow us to get the fender here to be able to be pulled back from this. And behind here there's one more bolt. This guy is kind of annoying. Right there is where he was. You can sometimes peel this back enough that you can get access to this, make sure to remember to tuck this back in before you reassemble everything. But normally you can break it loose a little bit and then get it out by hand. You can use an open end to break it loose, and then sometimes a flex head type of wrench like this will work to get it kind of the rest of the way out if it's being difficult for you, but normally you can get that out. All right, now we can pop the hood and come at the top. So we can do, as you can see, there are these 4 bolts right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll do those, and there's one more on within the door sill, so we'll get to that one. This last one is a little bit awkward, but I found this guy can get it off. So once we got it broken loose, then it comes right out. All right, so that allows us to basically start to separate. You can see how it's pretty loose at this point. Pop that in there. So now we're going to come in here, open the door, and look for this guy right there. That's the one I'm going to take out from here. And then there's only one more bolt at the very bottom holding it in. Let's take this one out. All right, so this last bolt at the bottom, once you've got this one out, you can kind of pull this back a little ways, give yourself some access. What makes this side difficult is the storage for the windshield wiper fluid. So you can kind of reach in here with something like this. I've got a little U-joint on the bolt, so I can turn it around. I think I've about got it out. Like that.
It's out. It's out.
There we go.
I think it's out.
Good job. That's my assistant. And when you're going to put it back in, so here's what I got set up, is some tape just wrapped around here to kind of hold this little universal joint from flopping all over the place. And then what I'll do, when I go to put this in, I'm going to put a little piece of a shop towel around it and jam this on there, and that'll make a nice tight fit until I get it torqued down, and it won't fall out and fall down into here. So we'll be able to put that back on once we get the new piece in. All right, so now we got this separated. Let's get the new one on. And then obviously before you pull it off, disconnect this. You could have done that before at any time. As you can see from the back here, this is a little spring clip, and so basically if you push backwards on it from the outside, from the car, you can push backwards and then pull out, and it's going to pop right out. You'll be able to pull this out through the hole and then disconnect it simply by pushing on this little tab and pulling back. All right, so we move this out, and we got to transfer over a couple other pieces. We got a little clip right here that needs to be transferred over. We've got a little grommet thingy there. I think that's it, actually. It would have been nice if I'd known this was here. This is some sound deadening material. It's just like a mat, like similar to what you use on like a speaker enclosure or something like that. It's just sticky stuff. You could really pick it up from anywhere, but I don't have any. Maybe I'll go get some, but before I put the new one on. But we can transfer this stuff over to the new one, and it'll be all set to go back on. Okay, we got this moved over there and over there, and we can put it back on. We'll be reassembling it in the reverse order, so we'll try to get that one in there first, and then move it in from there. Okay, now you want to look down in here for, hopefully your little pins are laying right there. In my case, 2 of them were. These are the little pins for the little guys that look like, not that, but this. They go right in there, and it should go in like that. However, I found 2 of them, If you can't seem to find another one and you can't be bothered to take this whole thing off looking for it, then I found about 3 little zip ties will jam into here nicely, and then you can cut those off once they're good and tight, and that should work fine. You can also try the little straw attachment that comes on the bottle of brake clean or PB Blaster, one of those. That might be about the right size. On mine, the ones that I had were just a tad loose. I didn't want it falling out, and plus they're like yellow and red and stuff like that, whereas these are black, and this seems to work, so I'm just going to do that. Alright, so this is ready to go back on. As you can see, I got a little bit of towel in here, so this stays put, and we'll be able to get that screwed back in, and I'll lift that into place, and then we'll get start putting it back together. So yeah, this thing is annoying. I'm going to correct the problem that came from the factory with this little bracket mounted right there, and instead mount it like the other one at the top, which is reasonable. I'm going to mount it down here. Got a little bit of tape so that it won't slide around, and instead of putting the bolt through the back like a crazy person, we'll just put it like this where we can access it from the door like the top one. Let's try that. Alright, so isn't that a more sane way to do it? I don't know what they were thinking. So anyway, you can get your extension on like this. You want to get it torqued down so that it's just slightly beginning to bite, because you want to be able to adjust it at the last minute, and that's how we're going to fix our body lines. So we'll get all the other bolts in there, and we'll press in different ways to make sure our body lines match up, and we should be good. Alright, so these are torqued down but not all the way. I can still kind of jiggle them a little bit, so when I close the hood I'll be able to match that body line. This is nice and smooth. This is fine. Down here should be good. Inserted this back in. You want to give it a good tug to make sure it's fully seated. And now we can get the liner back on. Alright, so this is my zip tie solution for these things. I got the little pins for these guys, but this is now jammed in there pretty good. There we go. And we'll just give it a snip. Done. I can push this in the rest of the way. There we go. Never know the difference. Alright. Alright, I think those are mostly good. I can pop this back open, and we can finish torquing it down the rest of the way here. Whoops, wrong. These do not have to be crazy tight. There we go. And that one I already tightened because I wanted to get these lines correct first. So that should do it. Let's get the wheel back on. All right, that takes care of it. Hopefully this helps somebody out. It looks a slightly different color in this light, just because it's clean and the rest of it is a little bit dirty. But yeah, that should work well. So a little bit of a process just to pull out a tiny little ding here, but yeah, whatever. All right, that's it for now, and thanks for watching.